Welcome back, everybody, to the channel. Thank you for joining me. This is Playing Games with Flash. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Please share this, and I would appreciate if that person over there stopped making so much noise. Now, again, on this channel, I'm here to talk about any and everything media, games, TV shows, movies, whatever, right? Now, there are a few things that fall into that whatever category that I want to touch on a little bit, but I'll get there. I want to get out a few things, rapid fire a few topics here. And the first one I want to address a few things from the Nintendo Direct. First and foremost, I'm happy we at least got information going into when the Smash Brothers The Last Fighter reveal it. Now, granted, I don't play a lot of Smash Brothers myself. Not that because I don't like it. Not because I don't have a Switch, because I do. Just because I just don't have time for dedicate. I played a lot of Ultimate when it came out, but not so much anymore. But yet I'm still interested in the character reveals. And that's coming October 5th, I believe. Right? So I like that. Bayonetta 3 information, trailer. Very cool. I'm still curious. Now, granted, I didn't do a lot of the research as to when and how and why Nintendo ended up getting, exclusivity for Bayonetta, because the first one was kind of available. I actually still own I own a digital copy of the 360 version of the first Bayonetta. But then after that, it became Nintendo, exclusive, which is very odd considering the nature of the game and the characters. Mature rated, very heavy in the sexual innuendos. The characters is very sexual. She's very scantily clad a lot of times, tight-fitting garb, right? Very graphic game, just altogether graphic in like an over-the-top, colorful, cartoony way, but still very graphic, right? Not like not Gears of War graphic, but you understand, right? Now, but I do like that. Bayonetta 3 information, that's great. I think it was from, again, one thing y'all will come to learn about me is I shoot off the hip a lot. It just makes things more fun this way, right? I think that's 2022. We're getting that. Or 2023. I don't remember. It's coming, and we'll get it eventually. A lot of people are into the Bayonetta stuff. I like Bayonetta. I just haven't, again, kept up with playing those games. Also, there were a lot of stuff kind of quick cut in there. You know how these directs go, where they show games, where they rapid fire showing you games. I missed some of it. You don't catch every single one. I didn't feel like going back to check on it. However, what I did see, and what I did catch, and what I do want to talk about is that Mario movie information. Chris Pratt going to be playing the voice of Mario, right? How do I feel about that? That's great. I fooled you. And if you don't like it, look. Again, you're probably the same bubble. You're the same crowd that was screaming from the rooftops when they said Christian Bale was going to be Batman, which worked out great, right? Except for the voice. All right, yes, I get it. The voice was way over the top, but you can't deny his performance as Batman and the Playboy Bruce Wayne version, right? And the same people screaming about Ben Affleck as Batman, which Ben Affleck playing, say what you want, but his performance of that old Batman, excuse me, of that old Batman was really good in my opinion. It wasn't the best iteration of Batman ever, but it was damn good. Okay, look, Just take that stuff for what it is. I thought it was a good portrayal. All right. So again, I think Chris Pratt will be fine as Mario. We don't know what he is going to do with the character. We already know he has the range to be that kind of goofy but serious kind of character. He's been doing it. And I am very fascinated to see what he does with Mario. Flat out, okay? And Jack Black as Bowser, if anybody is complaining about that, you need to walk the plank. Look, it's Jack Black. Jack Black is generally great, okay? He is the quintessential character of characters. He is going to kill it as Bowser. I don't think that's up for debate. Is there anybody out there that thinks otherwise? Please, if you're one of those people, raise your hand and let's talk about it. I mean, look, but for me, those are the major takeaways from the Nintendo Direct. I'm super excited for Metroid. Not that was there. I don't remember if they put another Metroid Dread trailer out. But again, Metroid is one of the games that is the reason why I'm still holding on to my Switch Lite. Because that game is going to be amazing. And we've been chomping at the bit for a new Metroid game. And to get a 2D Metroid, classic Metroid style, man, I can't wait. That game is going to be great. Okay? So enough about Nintendo Direct. Enough about that. Right? Let's talk about something completely left field. And I promised you we were going to get into some wacky topics. I'm a wrestling fan. How big of a wrestling fan has many peaks and valleys over the years. Okay, I'm 38 and had been a wrestling fan since, way back in the day. Okay, coming out of the 80s, right, into the 90s. Now, I was a wrestling fan and enjoyed watching wrestling in that funky period of between the golden kind of age of wrestling and between the Attitude Era is kind of when was my entry point. Just a lot of weird characters and 90s Hogan before leaving to go to WCW. Just a lot of weird, again, oddball characters. Duke the Dumpster Droese, the Repo Man, right? Back in the day when we still had jobbers, right? Where you come back from commercial and there's one guy already in the ring and his job was to lose to whoever the main star was, whose entrance music we actually cared about. And yes, I am one of those people that will scream from the rooftops that the Attitude Era is the best era of wrestling. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks otherwise. I don't, because it was. The storylines, the characters, the execution, the way they really pulled you into these things. And that's no complete knock on now. There's a lot of funky transitions happening in wrestling now. Good and bad. I think, the problem is what the newer wrestling fan doesn't realize, that a lot of those storylines that you like, and a lot of the angles that play out, and the way they handle a lot of characters, a lot of those are the old ways they used to do things in wrestling. And there's a reason why you like it. Because it still works. It still works. So, and one thing I want to talk about, I wanted to get into a little bit about WWE. WWE, if you don't know, has a few shows. It's got NXT, which they've just rebranded, NXT 2.0. I don't know what they're trying to go for. Maybe they're trying to go for some more excitability. It's got funky colors, you know, the purple, turquoise, green, you know, pink logo branding thing. No longer that black and gold, but you know, and they got Raw, the staple show on Mondays, and then SmackDown on Fridays. Now, for a long time now, SmackDown has been the best show. There's no surprise there. Paul Heyman is there. The writing is better. There's just a lot happening on SmackDown that Raw has just been very boring. Okay? AEW has been on the come up, very good. Now, I will say this. I don't have time to watch a lot of stuff other than what is the main kind of two things. Back in the day, I watched WWF and I was watching WCW, and nothing else really existed to me. Yes, I know we got Ring of Honor and TNA and NWA. I get it. I got it. I know there's a bunch of other stuff out there. I don't have time to dig into that stuff. I really don't. All right. So now that AEW has really presented itself as, bear with me, as the quote unquote new WCW, right? And I say that with the utmost praise. It is the new WCW to, you know, WWE's WWF, you know, retroactively speaking. It's been, and now they have a second show. They got Dynamite on Wednesday. They got Rampage on Friday. AEW is now, yes, they're accumulating a lot of talent. They're accumulating a lot of talent that was at WWE. Bryan Danielsons and the CM Punks and the, you know, Aleister Blacks and, you know, the Ruby Riott before Ruby Soho now. Like, Adam Cole. Like, they have a lot of, now granted, a lot of people will say, well, you know, if WWE thought that they could do X, Y, and Z, they wouldn't just let those people walk, and if they wouldn't sign, they would just blah, 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 blah. That's all well and good. However, if you don't see the direct correlation to what is happening now, to what happened in the wrestling wars era, right? In that attitude era, where WCW put the bricks to WWF for, what was it, 83 weeks, right? You're not paying attention. Because what AEW is doing is they're capturing that older school fan. You know, the owner, the president, Tony Khan, killing it. Shad Khan's son, owner of the Jaguars, which happens to be my favorite football team. So this is all just, this is all very fitting for me and how much I like AEW. They're doing a lot of things right. They're putting talent in positions to be successful. They're putting on a lot of matches that are, tell a good story and have a good feel, that make you care about the outcome and what happens to the characters. You care about that 3 set, you know, that they 2-1 and the other one was the other one, they have that rubber match. You care about that. Okay? Shoot back to WWE. Kudos to them for doing something right, putting the title on Big E. Good move. It was well done. It was well deserved, and puts Raw in a very favorable position. And now they have the draft coming up, and I'll say this. First of all, I'm a fan of not having 3 different shows. Or let me say this, not having the talent split over 3 different shows. You can have 3 different shows, sure, but stop splitting up the talent. Oh, this guy's only on SmackDown. This woman's only on Raw. Come on, man. You're not doing anything with the lower talent anyway. So just let everybody rock over all 3 shows. I got a bee trying to get in over here. Go away. But listen, and I hate that. I hate that. Oh, this is because you end up with what's happening now. Raw's been very dry and boring For a 3-hour show, that's tough to sit through. And SmackDown's been great, generally. And SmackDown's been great. Again, I want to talk about the Bloodline. That angle has been great. They finally let Roman Reigns just be him. And I wonder why that's working out so well. When you just let characters, you let people just naturally just kind of be themselves and kind of run with that a little bit. The Usos have been great in that angle. Now, my thoughts going forward, there's been a lot of, you look on the internet, a lot of speculation, maybe he's going to add a female, going back and forth thing. I think they can go a couple different ways with that. One, you have the Naomi angle, with this whole thing that she's been going back and forth with Sonya Deville and kicking her off the show and all this stupidness. A heel turn for her could be real easy to do. Now, they may not want to do that, just again, because this little back and forth that she got going with Sonya, I don't know if it's going to result in a match. Who knows? I don't know, and I don't comb through the internet looking for leaks and I ain't got time for that. Okay? I'd rather just let it play out the way it plays out and just be surprised. Now, Nia Jax, on the other hand, is a direct bloodline member of that family, as opposed to Naomi, who is, by marriage in the family. Nia Jax is going to be gone for a little while due to her injury at the hands of, storyline injury at the hands of Shayna Baszler. She's going to be out for a little bit. Weeks, few months, whatever. Could you bring her back as part of the bloodline and put the title on her? Yeah, you could. Now, if she's going to be missing time for some disciplinary bear with me, please. If that's the reason she's going to be missing time, then they may not be looking to put the title on her. But we'll see what happens. But I think that would be really strong. She's in the family. She's already a heel. Bring her in there, put the title on her. You got the women's title, the tag titles, and the Universal Championship. Woof. Let me also say that triple threat match between Big E, Roman, and Bobby Lashley that was on Raw was some of the best content that's been on Raw in a while. And then on top of recent memory, going back to the Lashley and Orton match. The last few weeks of Raw is the best Raw we've seen in months. Okay? But who knows what's going to happen with this draft thing? Who's going to end up where? I think they just need to get rid of that, personally. Because again, if the point of doing it was so everybody could get a fair shake and every talent could get on get a chance, and y'all not doing any of that anyway. WWE they're historically bad for growing talent. This is why so many people left and went to WCW. Now, why so many of that young talent is leaving and going to AEW, or they're going to, over to Japan, or they're going to TNA or wherever. Like, they've dropped the ball with so much talent over the years that they could have just cornered the market if they had just done it properly. But we're better off as a consumer, we're better off for it, because we get to explore different, avenues for our wrestling content. Yeah, but that's my thoughts on the state of wrestling. And I apologize if I left out your favorites that isn't WWE or AEW. But I'm not on here to fake the funk. I'm not going to try to pretend I watch any of the other wrestling companies, any of the other independent companies that are out there, because I don't. I'm aware of them. I know they exist. I understand their impact on the business. I do. And their importance. it's just not for me. I can't enjoy that stuff because I don't have time, and I know a lot of people probably come for me. Well, you're not a true wrestling fan then. Okay. I like to see good story wrestling and good wrestling, and I care for that stuff. I just don't have time for Ring of Honor and TNA and NWA and I don't have time for everything. So WWE gets some of my time, AEW gets some of my time, and then I got time for other stuff, games, anime. Oh, look out for some anime content I got coming, just because I want to talk about anime. I've been watching some shows that are out there, and I don't know, I just feel like talking about it. So that's what I'm gonna do. Sorry if this video was too long for you, but appreciate you watching anyway. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. Please share with anybody that you think might like this content. And this is Playing Games with Flash. Thank you very much, and I'll check you guys next time.